All right, we are back for game number 3 in this best of 7 series. This is the grand finals of the TLS, Sziky versus Michael, with Michael currently trailing 0-2.
Yeah, Michael in game 2 trying to pull out something from his bag of tricks, trying to use the Overlord and do some fancy hold position micro over his ramp to keep himself safe against all the odds. Not quite working out, and in the end it was a pretty flimsy looking defeat in the second match. So that leaves him with a big uphill battle right now. He's got to mount a heavy comeback against undisputedly one of the best guys in the foreign scene. So it's going to be tough for him, and I think he needs this game to be a win. Otherwise, his mindset is just going to be way behind.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about what he did that game. It seems really smart to abuse that little AI feature, but I don't understand why it's worth it, because you need 2 drones on the ramp with a Ling behind, which is the same mineral cost as six Zerglings, and the drones aren't mining anyway. So I don't understand when that's worth doing.
I think it's because it's safer against heavier pressure, because there's no number of Lings that can beat that. He can make all the Lings he likes.
Yeah. And I guess actually now I think about it, maybe if Sziky had gone for a 12 pool or a 12 hatch, he wouldn't have had to have the drones there so early, and he could have more mining as well or something. Yeah. And he could just delay the Ling production. I don't know. Apparently it works sometimes, but not in that case.
I think it was a good idea, because I'm pretty sure that if that had worked, we would be sitting here right now, Michael would have won, and we would be saying how incredibly clever that was of Michael. So I think it was worth a try. If only it had gone a little bit better for him. I think it was definitely worth a go. Just a shame it didn't quite pan out.
Yep. So the next map is going to be Ground Zero, and
yes,
as you were saying, even though it wouldn't be the end of the series, I think it's still quite important for Michael to win this, because otherwise he'd be down 0-3 against Sziky.
Yeah.
So not only would he have to win 4 games against Sziky, he'd have to win 4 in a row against Sziky.
No buffer. Yeah, just be hard. Just be hard.
Yeah, but I mean, actually, I'm trying to think back. I think weren't the ISL 3 finals where Sziky played against Dodie? Wasn't this the same situation where Dodie went down 0-2 and then he came back and took it to a final game 9 or something?
No.
Didn't Dodie go down 0-2?
I don't think so. Did he?
Maybe
I'm ashamed not to remember.
I can't really remember.
One of my favorite finals of all time.
I love that. I think he kept it level, but then he went down 2-4. But then it was a best of 9, so Sziky the 5th game, and then Dodie pulled it back. Yeah, okay, he was definitely down 2 games at some point, but I think it was 2-4 or something. Anyway, basically, it's possible.
It's possible. It can be done. But even in that one example, Sziky still wins. but let's see what happens. Yeah, let's do game 3, Michael versus Sziky, the grand finals of the TLS.
Here we go. Alright, here we go in game number 3. At the top left, as the purple Zerg, we have Sziky. At the bottom left, as the green Zerg, we have Michael.
Yes, we do indeed. And yeah, curious to see what Michael's going to bring out in this game. I don't know. I'm kind of toying with this, but I still don't really see what he can do that's kind of that off the wall to get himself back into it. He needs to take on Sziky pretty much head on. Zerg v Zerg, while it's a crazy matchup, it really doesn't allow for that much kind of cheesy or wild unorthodox play. I think last game was kind of as wild and unorthodox as we could really see Michael do, unless he was to go for some kind of hive tech build.
Yeah, if I was Michael right now, I'd just 9-pull every game and be like, I really hope he goes 12 hatch. Please go 12 hatch. Please go 12 hatch and then make more drones, please. Because otherwise, it's like, what are you gonna do? I mean, both games so far, he, in theory, had a build order advantage. I'm still not entirely sure about the overgas thing. It's not something you see very often in ZVZ, but that's what I've been told. And yeah, it's not worked out. So we don't have any 9-pulling action. It looks like for Michael, he's not going to go with that. I mean, I think it's I'm not sure if Sziky would risk a 12 hatch, because you can definitely just throw away a game in a silly fashion like that. If you think you're so superior, like you can actually come back from build order disadvantages, you might as well just play safer anyway. And it looks like both players are actually seeing each other's overlords anyway, so they're not going to try anything too crazy.
Yeah, both these guys look like they're going to throw down a spawning pool, although interestingly enough, Sziky looks like he might actually be going, yeah, he is going for the 12 hatch. Michael making up a spawning pool on 12, so 12 pool from him. And this is a little bit interesting. Sziky should gain a timing advantage from this. He should have lings out in time, as long as he doesn't get too cocky.
Yeah, this is very interesting choice here, especially because like this overlord is going to see it just a few seconds after the hatchery is planted, so Michael's going to have plenty of time to figure out exactly what he wants to do against this. And, you know, we've seen some pretty cool stuff from him. I'm hoping he sunken rushes it, but no, it looks like he's going to go build a hatchery. Your head is natural. I'm not actually sure if a sunken rush would actually work against this. I probably wouldn't, actually. The timing's a little bit too close for a 12 pool to actually do it. But yeah, this is not good. This is like the opposite of game number 1, right? So game number 1, Michael was the one 12 hatching. Sziky went for 12 pool. He did a sick run by, and that was that. So I mean, I guess we'll see. Can Michael do the same thing? It's definitely harder on this map. If you look at where the ramp positioning is compared to the hatchery, you can kind of position a nice little arc here with your lings, and I think it's definitely easier. It's still a bit of a distance, but not as bad as Bloody Ridge.
No, it's not nearly as bad, and of course the ramp makes a big difference as well.
Yeah.
That's really going to come into play. So Michael definitely doesn't have the potential advantages of the build that Sziky had, despite the fact that the build order actually puts you economically slightly behind the time-wise. So Michael's going to have to step up his play a little bit. Interestingly enough, though, we only have 4 lings coming out so far from Sziky, and Michael's going to be able to make his way all the way into Zyky's natural before Sziky is able to get all 6 of those lings. One egg of which 2 of which are morphing at the natural as well. So that's actually a little bit risky for Sziky. He might lose 2 of those lings quite early on if Michael surrounds that egg.
Oh, Michael trying to catch some of these lings as they come down the ramp. He had an okay position there, but it looks like he just gave it up. Didn't want to press the HQ and just pulled back there. I think it might have been a slightly timid. He could have maybe picked off 1 link, but he's got to be careful. He's got an inferior link count right here. He doesn't really have position. He doesn't have speed, of course. He actually went for a lair before speed. He's actually skipping speed entirely. He's not getting zergling speed, trying to get an advantage by just foregoing that upgrade here, just playing more defensively with the links. He's putting on a bit of pressure now, but you can see he's not actually reinforcing with any more links. He's just making some drones. He's actually making a creep colony back in his base because Zyky's overlord can actually see that no more links are coming out, so Sziky actually knows this. He's made some lings of his own, and now Michael is at slight risk of a counterattack here. Sziky might just go for a big attack when that link speed finishes, and Michael doesn't have anything.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Michael's going to have to... I mean, sunken colonies are good, but not that good against lings, and their hit points aren't actually all that high, so this is a little bit worrying for Michael. I hope he's calculated this right. He does have a full scout on Sziky, so he should know what's happening. He sees those lings move out. His overlord's floating away a little bit now, but he should see the link count, and he should know what he has to do about this. He has a decent number of lings, but he runs the risk of getting pretty severely outnumbered. The sunken colony is on the way out now as well, but Sziky continues to produce more lings. So Zyky's going heavy on this Michael, trying to make up for a build order disadvantage by cutting some serious corners, which can go one of 2 ways.
Michael is dead. He's making drones, and Zyky's about to just kill him with lings.
Why doesn't Michael know this?
I don't really see any way for Michael to hold this stack. He just made a bunch of drones. He's only got 6 lings out, and they're getting caught on the map. These are slow lings, so he can't even run them back. I think this is just instantly GG. I don't understand what he's thinking. He should have seen the extra lings with his overlord. The only thing that's saving him now is Sziky didn't commit with all his lings. He saved some in the back just in case Michael's going for a counterattack. But at first I was like, okay, Michael's doing a good job getting an advantage by droning up where Zyky's making lings, but you can't only drone. At some point you have to make zerglings to defend. Yeah, I don't understand this.
I mean, I think Michael just tried to cut way too many corners, and he's losing so much money time with the drones out. And here comes the attack from Sziky. There's a good number of lings out there from Michael, but it's not even going to be nearly enough. He's going to start losing drones right now. The sunken colony not going to be anything like enough. And GG for Michael, 3-0 down. That hurts. That hurts badly.
Man,
Michael is in so much trouble.
I'm really in shock at that game. I'm just trying to understand the decision making here. You know, skipping the link speed, absolutely fine. You want to play defensive, play defensively instead. Try and catch up from the build order disadvantage that way. That's fine. You know, trying to fake like pressure with the initial 6 lings and actually building drones is also fine. But your opponent's overlord is in your base. He can see you making drones, and you should see him making zerglings. Michael's overlord was at the natural. I don't think it was in the main, but still, he should see Sziky making lings. He's making drones. He knows he needs to make some lings in response. That's what you do. Is if you make the drones initially, then you see the lings coming out, then you make the lings, and you use defender's advantage, use the travel time to match your ling numbers, and then you build a sunken if you need to. But he just only made drones. Like, what?
I don't know. He saw the high link count. His overlord was right there, hovering over the natural expansion. He saw how many links there were. He should be more well prepared. It just, I don't quite know what was going through his mind to make him do that. I don't really quite understand it. If anyone's got an explanation, I'd be happy to hear it. But it just seemed like he was trying to cut way too many corners right there. Way too many corners.
He was just trying to get a huge advantage going into Spire Tech and just trying to win it that way because he didn't think he could like win it when it was very close. But you know, I don't think I've ever seen that few lings that late in a ZVZ. Only 6 lings, you know, 6-7 minutes into the game. It doesn't happen. You can't do that and survive. That's you're gonna get ling busted every single time.
Yeah, genuinely crazy. That's a massive mistake right there from Michael, no doubt about it. And it's hardly surprising that Sziky goes 3-0 up after that game.
But you know what? You know what, Elegant? We've had a reverse sweep today already.
Yeah, we have. It sets a precedent, so...
Indeed, we have. We've set the precedent, so now it's just up to Michael to follow through. Reverse 4-3 incoming. Yeah, I called it last time. I called it. Calling it
exactly. Yeah, you heard it here first, guys.
Alright, so we're going to a quick break, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.